They told us, seeds are the perfect health food, tiny powerhouses packed with fiber, minerals, and plant-based protein. Doctors recommend them, fitness experts sprinkle them on everything, and grocery stores label them as superfoods. But what if I told you that not all seeds are safe? In fact, some of the most common ones could be silently aging your body, stiffening your arteries, and triggering inflammation that eats away at your joints. And the scariest part, most people over 60 have absolutely no idea it's happening. That's why in today's video, we're uncovering the truth about seeds. 4 you should never touch again, and 4 that could completely transform your health, restore your energy, and even help reverse some of the damage aging has already done. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Which seeds do you eat daily? And have you ever noticed bloating, joint pain, or skin problems afterward? Drop your answer in the comments below, because we're replying to every single one with personalized tips and advice. Now let's start with the darker side of seeds, the ones that appear healthy but are secretly dangerous. And number 4 on the do not touch list might already be sitting in your pantry. Sunflower seeds. Most people see sunflower seeds as harmless. They're sold at every grocery store, tossed onto salads, blended into granola bars, and promoted as a natural source of vitamin E. For decades, they've carried a healthy snack reputation. But here's what most seniors don't realize. Sunflower seeds are quietly creating a storm of inflammation inside the body. The reason lies in their fatty acid profile. These little kernels are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6 isn't automatically bad. It plays an important role in cell function. But the danger comes when the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 gets thrown off. According to a 2022 study in Nutrition and Aging, the ideal ratio for healthy aging should be about 4:1. But sunflower seeds can push that ratio as high as 18:1 in people who snack on them daily. That imbalance doesn't just sit quietly. It triggers inflammation, the root of stiff joints, aching knees, and even hardened arteries. Take Margaret, a 72-year-old retired librarian who came to us with swollen ankles and constant fatigue. On the surface, she was healthy, she walked daily, ate home-cooked meals, and rarely indulged in junk food. But when we looked closer, the culprit revealed itself. She was sprinkling sunflower seeds on her salads, blending them into her granola, and snacking on them almost every day. Her CRP levels, markers of inflammation, were 3 times the safe range. Once she cut the seeds and replaced them with a balanced mix of chia and flax, the change was stunning. In just 10 days, her swelling eased. Within 3 weeks, she could walk nearly 40 minutes without fatigue, and her inflammation markers dropped by 42%. So if you're over 60 and dealing with arthritis, fatigue, or cholesterol issues, sunflower seeds may be fanning the flames. The good news? There's a safer option. Pumpkin seeds, which we'll cover later, deliver zinc and magnesium without the omega-6 overload. But sunflower seeds aren't the only hidden trap. The next dangerous seed doesn't even look like a seed. It hides inside your everyday snacks, salad dressings, and so-called healthy baked goods. And it may be disrupting your heart without you even knowing. Cottonseed oil, conseed. Unlike sunflower seeds, which you can see and sprinkle on your food, this next danger is invisible. Cottonseed, also known as conseed, doesn't usually show up in a jar on your counter. Instead, it's hidden inside processed snacks, packaged crackers, boxed granola, and even low-fat salad dressings. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. Most people have no idea they're eating it every single day. Why is it a problem? Cottonseed oil contains a natural plant toxin called gossypol. The plant produces it to defend itself from insects, but when humans consume it, the effects can be devastating. Studies show that gossypol interferes with the heart's electrical system, disrupts calcium flow in muscle cells, and weakens the mitochondria, the very engines that produce energy in every cell of your body. For seniors, whose detox systems are slower and whose electrolytes are more fragile, this is a perfect recipe for chronic fatigue, muscle weakness, and irregular heartbeats. We saw this firsthand in Joan, a 70-year-old who switched to a low-fat diet after her doctor warned her about cholesterol. She replaced butter with boxed granola, grabbed whole grain crackers for snacks, and poured light dressings over her salads. Within weeks, she was exhausted, plagued by chest flutters, and struggling with painful muscle cramps. Her heart test came back borderline, nothing clear enough for medication, but she knew something was wrong. When we checked her diet, nearly every product she ate listed cottonseed oil as one of the top 3 ingredients. Once she cut it out and swapped in roasted chickpeas, avocado slices, and extra virgin olive oil, her transformation was rapid. Within 2 weeks, the cramps stopped. By week 3, her palpitations disappeared. She told us she finally felt alive again. That's the hidden truth. Cottonseed oil is cheap, heavily processed, and tucked into countless products marketed as healthy. But for seniors, it's a silent saboteur. If you're over 60, check the ingredient labels on every packaged snack, cracker, or dressing. You may be shocked to see how often this oil sneaks in and how much better you'll feel once it's gone. And if you think that's alarming, wait until you hear about the next seed. Unlike cottonseed, this one is sitting right on top of your food on burger buns, in hummus, and in almost every healthy cracker you can buy. And for seniors, it can quietly strip away vital minerals and trigger hidden allergies you never knew you had. Sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are everywhere. They decorate the tops of hamburger buns, swirl into tahini, drizzle over stir-fry, and hide inside countless healthy crackers and snacks. For decades, they've been celebrated as wholesome, natural, and full of flavor. But for seniors, sesame seeds can quietly become a nutritional thief, and in some cases, even an immune system time bomb. The first problem is something called phytates. Sesame seeds are packed with them. Phytates bind to key minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc. In younger people with strong digestion, this might not matter much, but in seniors, whose absorption is already slower, phytates can rob the body of minerals it desperately needs. In fact, a 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that high phytate diets reduced calcium absorption in older adults by up to 27%. That's not just a number, that's weaker bones, higher fracture risk, and faster progression toward osteoporosis. But mineral loss isn't the only danger. Sesame has now been officially recognized as a top allergen. In 2023, the FDA named it the 9th major food allergen after a surge of allergic reactions, many of them in people over 50. The tricky part, these reactions often don't look like the dramatic allergies we picture. Instead, they show up as persistent sinus congestion, stubborn rashes, sneezing fits, or low-grade fatigue that never seems to have an explanation. Take Linda, a 69-year-old retired nurse. She came in exhausted, battling joint pain, dry skin patches on her elbows, and constant bloating. She had already eliminated dairy, gluten, and red meat, yet nothing changed. After running tests, we discovered a sesame sensitivity hiding in plain sight, and the culprit? Hummus. She was eating it daily, not realizing tahini, the creamy base, was just ground sesame. Once she cut it out and replaced her healthy fats with avocado and walnuts, her turnaround was dramatic. Within 2 weeks, her skin cleared, her digestion calmed, and the joint pain she'd carried for 6 years was nearly gone. That's why seniors need to be cautious with sesame. And if you think sesame is risky, wait until you hear about the so-called superfood that lands at number 1 on the dangerous list. It's praised by influencers, splashed across health blogs, and stocked in every supermarket. But when eaten the wrong way, it can clog your gut, block your throat, and put seniors in the emergency room. Chia seeds. Chia seeds are the golden child of the health world. Influencers rave about them. Wellness bloggers post endless recipes, and even doctors recommend them for fiber and omega-3s. They're called a superfood for a reason. But here's the part nobody talks about. For seniors, chia seeds can be downright dangerous when eaten the wrong way. The issue lies in their unique ability to absorb liquid. Chia seeds can swell up to 12 times their weight when exposed to water. That sounds impressive for digestion, but it can also turn into a serious hazard. Seniors often have slower gut motility, reduced hydration in the digestive tract, and conditions like reflux or narrowing of the esophagus. Put those together, and dry chia seeds can expand inside the throat or stomach, leading to choking, blockages, or severe constipation. Medical journals are full of chilling examples. One case, published in the Annals of Emergency Medicine, described a 72-year-old man who swallowed a tablespoon of dry chia followed by water. Within an hour, he developed a complete esophageal blockage that required surgery to remove. He thought chia would clean out his gut. Instead, it nearly ended his life. Does that mean chia seeds are bad? Not at all. They're packed with nutrients, but only if prepared correctly. Seniors should never eat them dry or in powder form. They must be soaked fully in water or milk for at least 30 minutes before eating. Even then, it's best to start with half a teaspoon and work up slowly. Otherwise, what looks like a superfood can quietly become a super risk. So far, we've looked at the 4 seeds that silently harm seniors: sunflower, cottonseed, sesame, and chia. But now it's time to flip the script. Because the right seeds don't just avoid damage, they can actually reverse it. They can lower blood pressure, sharpen memory, soothe joints, and restore energy. And the first one on the good list might surprise you. It's a sesame seed, but not the kind you're used to. Number 4. Black sesame seeds. It might sound strange to put sesame back on the list, but here's the twist. Not all sesame is created equal. While the pale processed seeds sprinkled on burger buns can cause problems, their darker cousin black sesame seeds is a completely different story. In fact, for seniors, these tiny black gems may be one of the most powerful foods for brain health, memory, and vascular protection. The difference lies in how they're processed. White sesame is usually hulled and often roasted in unhealthy oils, which strips away many of its nutrients. Black sesame, on the other hand, is unhulled and unrefined, meaning it retains its full mineral content and antioxidant power. It's long been used in Eastern medicine as a tonic for aging, especially for strengthening the brain, improving circulation, and even restoring hair color. Modern science is starting to catch up. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that seniors aged 65 to 78 who consumed just 2 teaspoons of black sesame daily for 60 days saw remarkable improvements. Their systolic blood pressure dropped by 13%, and their memory recall scores jumped by 22%. That's not just theory, it's real-world proof that these seeds can nourish the brain and protect the heart. Take Siam, a 70-year-old retired math teacher. She came to us worried about forgetfulness and borderline high blood pressure. She'd always prided herself on her sharp memory, but lately she struggled to recall names and felt her focus slipping away. Rather than rushing to medication, we introduced a simple morning ritual: 1 teaspoon of ground black sesame mixed with a little honey and warm water. Within a month, she reported a dramatic difference. Her memory felt sharper, she could recall student names from decades ago, and her blood pressure dropped from 142/88 to 128/80, all without medication. The key here is preparation. Black sesame should be eaten ground or soaked, not raw, to unlock its nutrients. And it should be consumed in small, consistent amounts, not by the handful. Think of it as medicine in food form, a daily tonic rather than a snack. For seniors who want better focus, steadier blood pressure, and stronger circulation, black sesame seeds can be a quiet but powerful ally. But they're not the only overlooked champion. The next seed on our list doesn't look fancy, doesn't get much hype, but its ability to balance hormones, lower cholesterol, and ease digestion makes it one of the best-kept secrets for healthy aging. Number 3. Flax seeds. If black sesame is the brain booster, flax seeds are the quiet healer. They don't get flashy marketing campaigns, and you rarely see them trending on social media. But when it comes to supporting senior health, flax seeds are one of the most powerful foods you can add to your routine. What makes them so special? 2 things: omega-3s and lignans. Flax is one of the richest plant sources of alpha-linolenic acid, a type of omega-3 fat that calms inflammation, protects the arteries, and keeps the heart strong. Just as important, it's also the highest dietary source of lignans, natural compounds that act like plant-based estrogens. Lignans help balance hormones, ease digestion, and support both cardiovascular and bone health. Science backs this up. In 2018, researchers published a study in hypertension research that followed 110 older adults with borderline blood pressure. Half were given a muffin made with ground flax each day, while the other half ate a placebo muffin. After 6 months, the flax group saw their systolic blood pressure drop by 15 mmHg and their diastolic drop by 7 mmHg. That's the kind of result doctors usually hope for with medication achieved naturally through food. We witnessed something similar in Youssef, a 68-year-old retired taxi driver. He'd been battling cholesterol and constipation for years, trying fiber supplements and medications with little relief. His daughter convinced him to try a teaspoon of ground flax in his morning yogurt. Within 3 weeks, his digestion had completely changed. For the first time in years, he was having daily, effortless bowel movements. Over 3 months, his total cholesterol dropped from 218 to 174, and his triglycerides fell by 33%. Even better, he said he no longer felt heavy or bloated after meals. There is one important catch. Whole flax seeds won't do the trick. They'll pass right through your digestive system without releasing their nutrients. To unlock their full power, flax must be ground fresh. You can grind it at home in a coffee grinder or buy it pre-ground, but always store it in the fridge. Its delicate oils spoil quickly if exposed to heat or light. And remember, flax should be added to cold or warm foods, never cooked at high temperatures because heat destroys its active compounds. For seniors struggling with stiff arteries, sluggish digestion, or creeping cholesterol, flax is one of the simplest and most effective daily habits you can adopt. But what if your biggest issue isn't digestion, it's muscle cramps, restless legs, or poor sleep? That's where the next seed comes in, and it might just be the most overlooked solution hiding in plain sight. Number 2. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds, often called pepitas, don't get nearly the credit they deserve. Most people scoop them out of a pumpkin, toss them away, and never think twice. But for seniors, these small green seeds are nutritional gold, loaded with minerals that directly impact sleep, muscle health, and recovery. The real stars here are magnesium and zinc. Magnesium is involved in over 300 different processes in the body, including muscle contraction, nerve function, and relaxation. Zinc supports immune function, wound healing, and even helps preserve muscle mass. Seniors often struggle with low levels of both minerals, partly because stomach acid decreases with age, making absorption harder. The result? Slow healing, restless nights, muscle weakness, and cramps that get mistaken for just getting older. Pumpkin seeds can change that. In 2019, a study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked 76 adults over the age of 65 who struggled with leg cramps and poor sleep. After eating just 30 grams of pumpkin seeds daily for 4 weeks, 71% reported better sleep, and leg cramps dropped by nearly half. That's a huge improvement from something as simple as a handful of seeds. We saw this in Adil, a 73-year-old retired construction worker. He came in frustrated. His legs twitched at night, he woke up multiple times, and he felt exhausted every morning. He was drinking plenty of water and even taking calcium supplements, but nothing worked. Tests revealed low magnesium and borderline zinc deficiency. Instead of pills, we had him start eating lightly roasted, unsalted pumpkin seeds every evening. Within 2 weeks, his leg cramps disappeared. Within a month, he was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. The beauty of pumpkin seeds is that they're easy to incorporate. Eat a small handful as a snack, sprinkle them over salads, or blend them into smoothies. Just avoid the salted, sugar-coated, or flavored versions that sneak in additives. The raw or lightly roasted kind is best. For seniors dealing with muscle loss, restless legs, or nights of tossing and turning, pumpkin seeds can feel like a miracle. But as powerful as they are, they're not the #1 seed on our list. That spot belongs to a seed that balances inflammation like no other, restoring joint strength, sharpening the mind, and even improving muscle grip. And unlike chia or flax, you don't need to soak or grind it. Number 1. Hemp seeds. If there's one seed that deserves a permanent spot in a senior's daily routine, it's hemp seeds. Unlike other seeds, they don't need soaking, grinding, or special preparation. Soft, buttery, and easy to digest, hemp seeds can be eaten straight from the bag, and the benefits are nothing short of remarkable. The secret lies in their perfect balance of omega fats. Hemp seeds contain an ideal ratio of omega-3 to omega-6, something rarely found in nature. This balance helps calm chronic inflammation, support brain clarity, and protect arteries from stiffening with age. On top of that, hemp is one of the few foods rich in gamma-linolenic acid, GLA, a unique anti-inflammatory compound shown to reduce joint pain, regulate hormones, and boost metabolic health. And the research is solid. In 2022, the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Aging published a clinical trial on seniors aged 65 to 79 who consumed 30 grams of hemp seeds daily for 8 weeks. The results were astonishing. Inflammation markers dropped by 36%, HDL, the good cholesterol, rose by 19%, and grip strength, a direct measure of muscle function, improved in nearly 3/4 of participants. For older adults, that kind of result means real, tangible independence. One of our most inspiring patients was Sarah, a 76-year-old grandmother who relied on a cane because of severe arthritis in both knees. She had tried medications, creams, and joint supplements with little success. After reviewing her labs, which showed persistent inflammation, we suggested a simple change: 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds, blended into her morning smoothie. By week 3, her morning stiffness was noticeably reduced. By week 6, she often walked without her cane. And after 2 months, she was kneeling in her garden again, something she thought she'd never do. The best part? Hemp seeds are incredibly versatile. Sprinkle them on yogurt, stir them into oatmeal, add them to soups, or blend them into smoothies. No soaking, no grinding, no hassle. They're gentle on the gut, easy on the teeth, and powerful enough to transform energy and mobility. For seniors struggling with joint pain, fatigue, or brain fog, hemp seeds are a game changer. 3 tablespoons a day is all it takes to nourish the body, reduce pain, and restore vitality. Now that we've revealed the 4 seeds you should never touch and the 4 you must eat daily, the big question is, which side of the list are your habits on? So there you have it, the truth about seeds. 4 that silently damage your body, and 4 that can help restore it. Sunflower seeds, cottonseed oil, sesame, and improperly prepared chia may look innocent, but they can accelerate inflammation, strip minerals, and even block digestion. On the other hand, black sesame, flax, pumpkin, and hemp have the power to lower blood pressure, sharpen memory, soothe joints, and improve sleep if you make them a daily habit. The lesson is simple. What worked for your body at 40 doesn't always work at 70. Aging changes how we absorb, process, and respond to foods. And sometimes, the very foods labeled super can quietly drain your health instead of building it. But with the right choices, you can fight back against fatigue, stiffness, and brain fog, and reclaim the energy and independence you deserve. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these seeds do you already eat, and which one are you going to add or remove first? Drop your answers in the comments below. We love reading your experiences, and we reply to as many as possible with personalized advice. And if you found this video helpful, share it with someone you care about. Because after 60, health is no longer a luxury. It's the foundation for every moment of joy, freedom, and connection. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed health secrets tailored for seniors. Your best years aren't behind you, they're right in front of you, waiting for the right fuel to unlock them.